Yo, what is good, YouTube? Matty Dubs here, back with another video, guys. We have some more breaking news, highlights, notes, observations from the last day of the Philadelphia Eagles OTA period. They're now on a long break before we head into the start of training camp, which is like a month away or something like that. But before we get into the video, I need you guys to do me a major favor. Hit that like button, get the video up to 600 likes, and I'm going to make a complete breakdown of the entire offseason first period here, which includes, rookie minicamp and OTAs. I'll break down it all and tell you guys who stood out, who looked bad, and, what the Eagles can do to, finally get over that hump and win the Super Bowl here in 2023. Also, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're new. Join the family. I will be covering the entirety of the offseason, which includes the rest of free agency, training camp, preseason, regular season. I got you guys covered with everything you need to know, especially when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles. I got you guys covered. But without any further ado, let's get into this video and talk about some of the guys who stood out from the last day of OTAs here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Eagles are one of the only teams, I think, might even be the only team who are not having mandatory minicamp this season. So we won't be seeing that period. Next up for them is training camp. So we'll see what happens there. But for now, let's talk about one of their last OTA sessions. Now, one guy who really stood out, especially over the last two practices, was a guy in Christian Ellis, a linebacker who is coming into his second year, and he is showing out, man. He had 2 interceptions in both practices over the last couple of days, and with Morrow out because of an injury, I believe, he was bumped into the first team on 7-on-7s right next to a guy in Nakobe Dean. Now, as we can tell right away, this is a very young linebacking core that, have turned heads already, and, Christian Ellis is just another one of those guys, man. Picked off a pass from Jalen Hurts, which I think was intended for Jack Stoll. But that was really good. Christian Ellis is a guy who, could be a starter come the start of the, preseason. He could be a starter, and he might not be, but I think at the very least he's going to push for some playing time. The Eagles did sign Nicholas Morrow, who's coming over from, I think, the Chicago Bears. Now, they're not really committed to him just because he's brand new, but I do think Morrow and Ellis are competing for, that day one starter at linebacker. Let me know in the comments section down below, who do you guys think will be the starter at linebacker position alongside Nakobe Dean? Ellis is a guy who's, 6'3", 231 pounds compared to Morrow, who's, 6 foot, 225, so a little bit smaller, weighing a little bit less. But both these guys have the opportunity to come out here, turn some heads, make some noise, and overall win that starting job at linebacker. Now, another guy who's, been standing out so far is Devontae Smith. Now, as you all know, Devontae Smith is a burner. This dude is one of the best football players on the team, and he had a crazy play where I think he burned rookie Eli Ricks and safety Reed Blankenship. They were way too slow over the top, and Devontae Smith was gone. It was a beautiful route, a beautiful pass, and it was for a touchdown on 7-on-7, so he looked really good. And another guy that Nick Sirianni was really talking about was Quez Watkins, man. He has been impressing a ton, which is, a guy in Quez Watkins is someone who might not be a starter anymore. Last year, he was a full-time starter at the slot, I believe. It played a lot. But this year, they signed a guy in Olamide. I think that's how you say his name, from Atlanta. Correct me if I'm wrong. They signed him over there from Atlanta, coming over here to Philadelphia. Looks like he could be a starting wide receiver. But now that Quez Watkins is really starting to turn the corner and make some big-time plays, it's starting to look like they might have 4 wide receivers that get a lot of playing time. Now, Quez Watkins is a burner. He's speedy. He can, make a lot happen when he has the football in his hands, and he's a guy that needs the football in his hands the majority of the time to make, big-time plays, obviously. But we'll see who ends up winning that job, the number 3 wide receiver on this team. Who do you guys think will? Comment down below who do you guys think will win that job. And then from there was a couple of other guys who looked pretty good. We saw a little bit from Karan Johnson playing a little bit of off-ball linebacker. He stood out, former Kansas product, I think. Now, he saw some burn as an edge rusher as a rookie, but they're giving him some more look here at a new spot this season. It's worth noting that Johnson did play some off-ball linebacker at Kansas, but he's going to try to compete here for more of an edge rusher / off-ball linebacker. He can do a lot, man. So Karan Johnson, another guy to look out here for. going into training camp. And then without, Jason Kelsey on Thursday, we saw Cam Jurgens get a ton of the reps at center with the first team offensive line. And then Tyler Steen was at right guard. Now, with Kelsey being, getting up there in age, like, 34, 35, 36 years old, something like that, expect him to get a lot of days off during training camp. So you might see Cam Jurgens and Tyler Steen playing a bunch going forward with the rest that he's going to get going forward. Now, lastly, I want to talk about a couple of guys who have stood up. Now, lastly, I want to talk about a few guys who have been inserted into the starting lineup as of late, primarily due to injuries. As we see here, you see Avonte Maddox is out, but you see a guy like Terrell Edmonds getting a lot of burn at starting safety. You got Reed Blankenship getting a lot of first-team reps as well. Zach McPherson is a guy who has stood out and been playing well in position of Avonte Maddox, who's out with an injury, rehabbing right now. You got Nakobe Dean getting some starting time, Christian Ellis getting some starting time along this defense. And one more guy who's been getting starting reps without Darius Slay is Josh Jobe, man. The undrafted free agent back in 2022, getting a lot of burn here defensively. So those are some guys who have been, inserted into the starting lineup with some injuries. And then offensively, you saw, a guy like Boston Scott and Kenny Gainwell splitting time with the first offense, but that's something you are expected to see. You got DeAndre Swift and Rashad Penny, who are brand new to the offense. Boston Scott and Kenneth Gainwell have been here. They've been in the system for a while now, so they're going to take the first-team reps until Swift and Penny, get their feet underneath them, learn the playbook, and get more things, starting to develop. The first three wide receivers on the field have been Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins, and Zacchaeus. I don't think A.J. Brown has been there, so we'll see who ends up being that third wide receiver once A.J. Brown is back into the lineup. And then another guy that's looked pretty good is Mekhi Gardner out of LSU, making a couple of big plays, a diving interception. He's 6'2", 212 pounds, and he's definitely another guy I want you guys to, keep an eye out as we head into training camp in a couple of weeks from now. But guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family. Those are the guys who have been standing out in OTA so far. Let me know if you guys want me to drop a full breakdown of the entire first period of this offseason for the Eagles. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, comment down below what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Today's video is brought to you by Pro Class, the absolute best place for you to take your game to the highest level. It's the first of its kind sports training and development platform where you can reach your highest potential by learning from some of the best athletes on the entire planet. Some of these guys include Damian Lillard, De'Aaron Fox, Allen Iverson, DeMar DeRozan, and so many more. And I have some great news to you guys. If you guys go use my code MattyDubs, you'll get 50% off hundreds of training videos, workouts, and drills, and you can get in the lab right now. So go check it out. Go steal some of the secrets from some of the top players in the world right now. And if you are interested in developing your skills at any level, if you play in middle school, high school, college, or if your goal is just to be a better athlete, a better basketball player, this is where you need to go. Nobody else does this. Go check them out, and you can learn, develop your skills at a fast pace, high speed level. Click the link in the description for instant access to all of the secrets in the world. And remember, using code MattyDubs will get you 50% off right now, so don't miss out on this offer.